Hello, y'all. Welcome to the Two Tone Rundown. This is your host, Titan Fan B, and I'm going to do an update on Titans news. Um, but this one is going to be a doozy. This is going to be a quick rant about me, from me about the Titans media, and you already know what it is. If you're a Titans fan, you already know what's going on. Um, but first, I had this interesting topic before we get started. Um, I just want to give you guys a quick update, real quick. Life's been lifing, but now I'm up into the point right now when I'm just getting everything together, slowly but surely. But right now, I want to talk about these Titans. So, been a lot of good news coming out of camp, a lot of bad news coming out of camp, a lot of mixed reviews, a lot of everything. But let's get started. So, I got this little topic today that want to talk about. It's about, do the Titans have a top wide receiver room in the NFL? And it's been a topic. It's been a lot of big topics about it. I mean, a lot of talk about it, I would say. Um, a lot of people think that it's just a random thing, but to be honest with you, uh, they did a lot of comparisons, especially in the AFC South. I think we have one of the top receivers in the AFC South, but when it comes to the NFL, I don't know about that just yet. But we could be. But we could be. Let me make myself clear. I expect the great things out of them, but that's just me as being a fan. But at the end of the day, you could easily say they could be. I mean, low key, we might get up there. And here's some of my points that I want to make about it. We could say, of course, we need Calvin Ridley to get 1,000 yard season off top. That's to make it a top receiving core, and he has to get about 8 touchdowns. He needs to get up there, and that's one of the big ifs because Calvin had an off year last year. It wasn't as heavy, I would say. It wasn't one receiver, a wide receiver one like, but also too he did get hurt. And also, I think it comes a part of with the play calling. I mean, they didn't really run a lot of RPO that Cam Ward is used to running to, especially when he went to Miami. A lot of that has not have been happening. I think that he should run that a little bit more now between him and Wandale. That's going to be a good thing. But that comes to my second point. Wandale's coming in. Wandale got to get like 80 receptions, some of those quick receptions coming across the middle. And you know what we love? How Cam Ward loves to go across the middle. So, that's got to help up. He's got to step up and come help out with that. And I think that's going to be up there. And he's working on his chemistry right now. And I'll get a little bit of that to later in this podcast, quick episode. But let's be talking about it. And I just want to let you guys know that is the next step up. Um, Wandale has to become a high value weapon for Cam Ward. That's the next step. He has to be able to go across that middle, catch, do all the things that we need a slot receiver to do. The next step up is Carnell Tate has to hit early, and I think there's a big chance that he do that. I don't think that we drafted this kid for nothing in the fourth round. I'm gonna get a little into it later. All the haters talking about, he shouldn't have been drafted fourth pick. He wasn't even the number one receiver on his team. Justin Jefferson was the number one receiver on his team. Who else out there? Chris Olave wasn't number one. Garrett Wilson wasn't number one when he was in college. And all these guys are the top guys on their team, respectfully. So you can't just sit there and base it off of what you did in college. It's some things you can base off of what you did in college, but not everything. And just because it doesn't come down if you were the number one receiver or not. It comes down, can you play football? Can you catch the ball? Can you catch consistently? And that's what it comes down to. If Jeremiah Smith wasn't there, would Cardinal Tate be the number one receiver? Absolutely. So I don't think that's a big thing that you can say, oh, because Jeremiah Smith, he was there. There's a lot of players that would be underneath Jeremiah Smith. Okay, Jeremiah Smith is a dog. He's not going to be taken lightly that somebody's going to be over him, especially the way he plays. So I don't get that. But I'll tell you one thing though. Carnell Tate did help Jeremiah Smith in the sense of they got somebody else to worry about, so he can get a lot more one on ones. And if they try to double team him, Carnell Tate can take advantage of it. So they kind of rinse and wash each other's hands right there. So don't discredit it because he's not the number one receiver because that's not right. I'll be honest with you right now. He should. take control. And you never know. We got to get for the future because if Calvin's not here next year, then who's going to take over that top receiver role? And we're going to be back in the same boat again. So Colby Cardinal take hits, and I hope and it looks like most likely he will. But we got to see that on the field. I think that Cardinal Tate can be that next number one receiver. It just takes a little bit of time. He's developing. This is his first season, so let's see what happens. That's a big plus for me. I think that's a great thing for Titans fans to look out for, and I think we have high expectations. And then my next step is Cam Ward gotta take that next leap. That's the next leap, to the year two leap, and he's working on that. I don't question Cam Ward's work ethic. I don't question none of what he has to do. I actually don't question him. I think he's going to have a great year. He's going to get in tune with these receivers, get their work with them, get the rep on there, get the reps in that he needs, and flourish and develop along with these guys and get that chemistry going. Because chemistry is going to be a big thing for them this year. And if they get that chemistry going early, look out. That's going to be the next step. Um, and I'm gonna talk more about that a little bit later. Uh, but the next step is going to be uh, the other receivers stepping up in tight ends, whether Gunnerham, Alec Iomanner, Chimre DK. If they can at least get you 500 up, that is great. That's going to be great for us, and we could possibly have a top 10 receiving core if these guys can develop and push like I know they can. These guys, this group of effort that Mike Berganza has put together has great work ethic. If there's anything else that they need to do, they have great work ethic. None of these guys coming here. That was one of the big things in last year's draft, that all these guys are football guys. They love and breathe football. This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they live for. This is what they fight for. This is what they train for. So I have no problem. All these guys, every single one that he drafted, work ethic, work ethic, work ethic. Everybody you see. And that's what you need to change this Tennessee Titans culture around. This is what you see it manifesting together. And he has another draft, and he's going to have another more players whose work ethic, work ethic, work ethic. And by the time you know it, you're going to have a team full of players that's work ethic, work ethic, work ethic, development, flourishing, doing this. And this is what you do. I don't know what more that you want. As a fan, I'm very happy with this because this is more than what you would want. I think, we see a lot of OTAs. There's no more last year where we were, playing camp games and shooting basketball and doing all this stuff. We didn't see none of the work ethic and put stuff. Now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing this team developing. Oh, this is your team. This is your partner. You get 5 points here. You get none of that. Listen, we come here to work. Everybody coming here to put in the work, put together, develop, and let's get ready to rock and roll. And I think that's what you see, especially with Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh didn't have no time to split y'all into teams and all that stuff. And here's your camp counselor. None of that. It was the real deal football. And I think we can feel it. I think we can see it. I think we can smell it. It's here. So that's what we're going to go with right now. But as far as a top 10 in the NFL, they're not there yet. Let me repeat myself. They're not there yet. But could they possibly be at the end of the year? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they can definitely be there. I think we have to take that with a grain of salt and just go with the flow. See what happens. But at the end of the day, let's just think about this for a second. Let me give you a scenario. And this is me just talking. Just everybody wants to see what's going on. The scenario. If you see, let's just say you have Carnell Tate, Gunnar Ham, Chimre DK, Wandale, Ridley, Calvin Ridley, and a 5 wide. Who you guarding? You got 3 guys that run a 4-3. You got another guy that run a 4-5 with a long stride that can beat you. over the top, along with like Iron Man that can beat you. You might have a mixture of those. There's a lot of these guys. If they get one-on-one situation, they can beat you. And I'm telling you right now, Alec Iron Man looks fabulous. He looks great. He did some move. He left somebody out in the middle field with an out. I was like, ooh, yeah. He got an improvement. Everybody got to keep hearing jokes like the test is coming, buddy. The test is coming. He's looking kind of He's looking. He put that yeah. He put it on. So I don't know if you a Titans fan, you got to be excited because I am. I'm ready. I mean, all the noise. I'm cutting all the noise out, and I'm gonna get to that right now in a few minutes. But as far as if they can come together and they can produce a good body of work and some unstoppable plays, look out because it can happen. Guys, our quarterback plays off script. You don't know what's going to happen, and that's scary for defenses. They don't have a script on Cam Ward. They can just go, but if the receivers can help with that script, oh man, the possibilities are unlimited. So I can't wait to see that in action. And while I'm talking about Cam Ward, I want to get to this Titans media thing. I know people are tired of hearing it, beating the dead bush, but I got to get my piece out about it. So this all started with a certain Titans media member calling a quarterback a bust. And the problem I have with it is that you calling somebody a bust. Bust is a strong word. It's in some people's eyes, in some players' eyes, it's hurtful. It's like, you call somebody a bust, that's tough. But what do you call them a bust for? For one practice in OTA? For a week of OTA practices that don't mean nothing? OTA passes it's not even padded. It doesn't even feel like the real thing. You're just going out there, going through the motion and trying to get the play concepts down. It's not necessarily the end all be all of everything. So if you say he's looking like this and da 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 and all that, you're trying to make an opinion, and then you're trying to make an opinion about something that you haven't even seen the full product of. It's like going to the store and playing a video game that's in demo mode and thinking, oh, this game sucks. But you haven't played the full thing. You only played maybe 30 seconds to maybe like 20 minutes of it, I would say. That's not the full thing, and that's not the full story. And you don't know how that game is going to end up. It could be game of the year. You just don't know. But you've made your opinion on it. And you've put this out there, and you're starting this narrative. And then what I didn't like about this certain Titans meeting is that you dismiss things that actually happen as excuses. But they're factual things that happen. Cam Ward did have the toughest schedule as a rookie quarterback. Cam Ward didn't have the best wide receiving core out there. Cam Ward had receivers that finished top 5 at least in drops. He had that. It happened. Actual games, actual footage. Cam Ward had dysfunctional coaching where situations where he had 4th and 1 and he could have went for it, but they chose to be safe. It happened. It happened to him. So we're not going to dismiss it and be like, oh, yeah, it is excuses for Cam Ward. Da, 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 da. There's no excuses. Cam Ward is not turning them into excuses. You hear him saying, oh, there's no excuse. I have to play better and da, da, da. He says what he has to say, even though we know that it's there. So please, miss me with that. Miss me with that. I'm just saying. Don't dismiss it. Keep it a buck.
I mean, if we keeping a buck right now, we at.
Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Just like Cam said, keep it a buck. I don't think that people in the media, they come and see these games and they're like, oh man, he just look terrible. I'd rather Cam Ward look terrible now in OTAs, learning something new, so he can get it right by the time the season starts. And if your faith in him getting it right is wrong, then talk about that. But don't call somebody a bust, because that's just borderline disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Sorry, but it's disrespectful. And, I was listening to the Titan Sector podcast earlier today, and those guys were saying, we like reporters, was it Ghost? Ghost was saying, I think it was Ghost. Ghost Titan was saying he likes when reporters try to not push their opinions on you, but let you make that decision on your own, but give you the facts of what happened. And he gave you a great example of the difference between this Titans reporter and one of the other Titans reporters that actually just tells you the facts, everything like that. He's not being opinionated with it, not, oh, he's a bust, this. He may give an opinion, but it's not an opinion like he's a bust, he's this. He may tell you he had a tough day at practice, and leave it at that. And that's great reporting, not pushing your opinions to push it away, which leads me to another Titan reporter trying to put an article out that's kind of like borderline trolling, but also too being condescending at the same time. And then had his network buddy try to defend it and make it seem like Titan fans are tripping. And they're not. They're not tripping. It's straight up. Say what you mean. Words mean things. Words mean things. And if you're going to put it out there, because you guys know which one I'm talking about, it's the same one that Big Jeff had an argument with and cussed out. Let's put it like that. You know who it is. I ain't got to say his name. But at the same time, too, you have to understand, like, when you put out something and you don't receive criticism, would you expect us not to criticize it? Especially when it's wrong. It's wrong. And the problem is, and here's the problem I have with it, because I see all these things that people put out there, and the minute that they are proven wrong, dead silence. Their criticism is not as loud as their praise when they're wrong. Their apology is not as loud as their criticism. It's not. So let's cut it. Let's cut it. Let's cut it. Get yourself some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help. Because at the end of the day, it's just what it is. You can't tell me that you're going to do two things at one time. Like, you can't tell me that Cam Ward's a bust, and then if the Titans go on a run, you're going to be like, oh, man, Cam just played up. We know how you feel already. You've already put it out there. And the problem is that you come back and you'll be critical of that. Well, I can't make a mistake. Yeah, you can make a mistake, but we knew it was a mistake in the beginning. How about you cut yourself out and stop making mistakes from the get-go? Try that on for size. Huh? Yeah, that was just like, that kind of stuff like that just makes me think, like, can we really just trust paying attention to these Titans media? Because it seems like we get a quarterback, finally, and it's like, well, he ain't this, and he ain't that. Well, then what is he? Especially the one that called him a bust. Because, Cam Ward has already shown NFL ability. He's seen him play games. So when you come out and you said he's a bust, bruh. Really? Bruh. And it's just like we come in there and people, I can't even believe that you said that, man. I couldn't believe that you said that. A bust. when he's showing NFL ability, when he got out the pocket. No, he didn't have the best O-line. And yes, he made some mistakes because every rookie makes mistakes. But at the same time, he put up the 10th most yards by a rookie quarterback in our franchise history. Not McNair, not Moon has done what Cam Ward did last year. And he didn't have the best receivers. So, you get him the right receivers, and guess what they say? This is why Titans fans look at you like that. This is why Titans fans go hard like that. You come out with these crazy takes, and we're sitting there looking like, listening, because we're Titans fans. We want to hear news about our team. We're trusting you to be a media member to go out there and do what you do. But at the same time, too, we understand you have a job to do. We understand what your job is. But when you make takes like this, and we're on the radio listening to you saying,
What did he say?
Listening to you. That's what we feel. What did he say? Like a bust? Come on now, man. Stop it. Cut it out. Cut it out, man. Just cut it out. Keep it a buck with us, man. That's all we ask you to do is keep it a buck with us.
I mean, we keeping a buck right now, we add.
Just keep it a buck.
I mean, we
keep
keeping
it a buck
right now, we ask. So
keep it a buck. That's all we ask. Keep it a buck. And then, Stillman, I said his name, but, he doesn't realize that the Titans' problems are bigger than just quarterback. But he knew that because he picked Cam Ward. He want to talk about Cam Ward. He didn't want to talk about nothing else that's going on around the team. He finally got off of Carnell Tate because he couldn't talk about Carnell Tate no more because he got proven wrong a little bit about Carnell Tate. So now you want to just attack Cam Ward. I'm just going to attack somebody. Somebody going to hear this. And I don't need to hear that. This is why we criticize you. This is why we listen to you and we criticize you, because no quarterback should have to go through that. He should be judged by the play. And the play of the game, the NFL game, practice is practice. You can know they could be making it harder for him. They could make it so he can learn. But he's learning. So I don't know. I feel like it's a vendetta. Are you doing this for clicks, or are you doing it because you really like the team? I don't know. But it's been turning Titans fans and media been going at it. And it's been nowadays, people are tired of it. Yes, they're getting tired of it. I am too. But like I said, let's keep it a buck. Let's be honest about our takes here. Not telling us our quarterbacks are bust because of OTA practice, 1 week of OTA practice. Oh my, okay, all right, whatever. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna keep scrolling, skip over you, because it's just stupid. Stupid. I'm gonna put it out there. It's a stupid take. Now I can say people make stupid takes all the time. It's not but it's a stupid take. Yeah. And for us not to even acknowledge it because it's taken off so much, it's just ridiculous, So at the end of the day, we should be listening to that noise. But that's all I got for you guys today. I went off a little rant right there because it's just needed. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Tune Tone Rundown. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And we out. Peace.